Hello, I'm Alan Keck, also known as Kecker, Clay Whisperer. This is my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to demonstrate throwing an egg. And for our purposes, it's going to be a lidded egg. And I'm going to be enhancing the piece with some design work. I'll be doing a floral motif. But this is an example of a raccoon egg. And it's a lidded egg, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing. And they're kind of fun to make. And this one has a coppery raccoon glaze on it. And we did some raccoon last weekend. I did one of these. So that's the plan for the lesson today. So I'm going to be putting a floral motif on this piece. And it's going to look something like this one. So the piece is going to look something like this one. It's going to have some rose-type flowers and some background flowers on it. And I'm going to throw something a little bit larger than this today. I hope my cameras are working and keep working. There's a little bit of a question about that. So this is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to demonstrate making the egg form. So put this aside. And grab a piece of clay. I recycled this clay the other day, and I hope it's good enough to throw with. If it's not, this might just be an exercise in futility. But we'll see. So, I don't know how much is here. By the feel of it, I'm guessing, I don't know, 6 pounds maybe. So, start out just like any other cylinder. Then I'm going to be throwing high, tall, and thin. First thing I'm going to do is seal my clay down. And just like all pieces that you're doing, you gotta start with a centered ball of clay. I'm just like you. When I started out making something on the wheel, I've got high hopes. I know you do too. In this case, I feel a little more challenged because I didn't spend that much time preparing this recycled clay. So we're going to have to see how it handles. Okay, see what happens. We'll make a pull here. How it feels. Yeah, not too bad. I think we can probably make this work. Again, I got to keep it collared in. I want to be sure I'm keeping the base fairly narrow. Now when you're throwing something tall, and you got to put your whole hand inside, once you get up, most of the way up the pot, as soon as you can, hands on the inside, you want to bring your hand out and bring your thumb out and just touch your outside hand with your thumb. And that's going to help you be steadier and make sure those hands are working together. And like I said, my left hand's hurting, so I'm pulling this pot up pretty quickly. So I don't have to spend too much time putting pressure on my hands. So that was the second pull. Yeah. I want to keep it colored in. And it's getting pretty thin already. So I'm going to switch sponges and start using this smaller, softer elephant ear sponge. And I like to use a sponge when I'm pulling until I stand up to pull, which I'll probably be doing on this pretty soon. So, slow the wheel down a little more. Down the bottom, put some pressure on, pull up, slow and steady. This is the third pull. You can see it wants to wrinkle on me. Well, that's what the clay is going to do when you're pulling it pretty thin, which that's what I've done already. That's okay, because that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so to straighten that wrinkle out a little bit. I'm going to come down and start to form the pot a little, down at the bottom. The fat part of the egg is going to be down here. The narrower part is going to be up on the top. So I got to keep this colored in. Okay, so the walls, I made 3 pulls, and the walls are thin. So I'm going to go ahead and form it out just a little, and try to keep my form nice and egg-like. I'll be coloring it in on top. Thing you want to remember is you don't want to make a shoulder. You want gentle curves, and you don't have to bulge it out very much at the bottom, because once it's cut in, once you trim off the fat down here on the bottom, it's going to cut that into where it's going to exaggerate your form. So it doesn't have to be spread out too much. So I'm going to come in, I'm really watching my form. I'm going to start pressing it out just a little bit, like that. Come on up the pot. Got a little bit wide right out here. Take it out a little bit fatter down toward the bottom, just a little, just a very little. And that looks like it's about right. Okay, so I don't want to go too thin, but I do want to form it out just a little bit more. You want to remember when you're pressing the form out that it's going to make the walls thinner. When we color it back in on top, it's going to make the walls thicker. Now I'm going to start to color it back in. And when you get to here, you want to go in and get the slip out of the bottom of the piece. And then try not to put too much water back inside. So I need to come down and form it out just a little bit here. And I did pull it a little thinner than I probably should have, but I think that's all right. Okay, now I'm going to start reaching down and doing some finger pulls. I'll try to come out here so you can see a little bit better. Reach down as far as I can. Do a finger pull up and in. Remember, as you color it in, it gets thicker. Speeding the wheel up just a little. Pressing in and hooking some of that clay. So from here on in, I'm going to be pulling it, coloring it in, and I'm also going to be stretching this clay a little bit. And it's really thin right up here. Up and in, up and in. I'm using my thumbs and my fingers a little bit more now. Hooking some of that clay. Moving it in a little tighter. Giving it a finger pull. Still going up and in. I'm trying to keep my form in check for the top part of this egg. I'm using my fingers up here on top because when you're coloring them in, it gets thinner. They'll tend to want to wrinkle up on you. And right now I'm stretching the clay a little bit. So I'm going to give it a finger pull, and I'm going to go up and in. Give it a little rim right there. And I'm going to hook it with my thumb and fingers. Starts to stretch that clay a little bit more. Up. Add a rogue finger. I'm pulling it again. Now I'm just working the top. Up and in. See, I've got to have enough clay from here to there to take it the rest of the way in and close it off. So I'm going to give it another pull. Right there. Now I'm going to dig in, hook some of that clay, and start to stretch it. Come down here, get a little bit more. Give it just a little bit of a pull. Now, so that I get a good seal up here. Got something going on my phone that's not supposed to work. Ain't that interesting? So I need to get some of this clay here. Hook it on over until I bring it in for a seal. Just like that. Just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and trim a little fat off the bottom of this so you can see that it will exaggerate that egg form. Gotta be careful doing that, because you can sure throw the whole piece off. But there we go. That's the basic form of an egg. I'll work it over a little bit and then I'll be doing some design work on it. So there you go. And you know what? Just like always, woo! I feel good, and I knew that I would. If you enjoy what you're seeing, subscribe to my channel. I need more subscribers. And check out my latest video that I put on. I built my seafood sea life installation, my interpretation of an ancient reef. It's made of clay and glass, and I did all the glass blowing and all the clay work. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's been a pretty special project for me in my life. And give me some comments. I'd really love to hear from you. So, woo! I feel good. Man, I feel a lot better than when I started. My wrist doesn't even hurt so much anymore. So have a good one today, and I'll be seeing you more on this project as I start doing some design work.